Have you ever wanted a side hustle that pays, but every option seems to need years of training to learn? Well, video editing is still one of the best paying side hustles in 2026, and you can do it in a fraction of the time it would normally require using AI. So in this video, I'll show you the full setup, along with the exact process you'd run on a client job, all the way to the delivery check. And the setup is quicker than you'd expect, because you don't have to keep switching between multiple tools. The platform that makes that possible is Higgsfield, which is an all-in-one platform that also builds plugins for whatever editing software you're most likely already using, and that's what makes your whole workflow faster. If you want to follow along, I've left a link to Higgsfield in the description below. Once you log in, you'll notice that everything is organized at the top navigation bar, and the first thing we need to do is install the plugins. So click on Plugins at the top and select the one that matches your tool. There are two versions, one for Adobe if you're in Premiere or After Effects, and one for DaVinci Resolve, so you install whichever one matches your editor. I work in Premiere, so I'll download the Adobe installer and run it, and it auto-detects the app and installs all 5 tools in a few seconds. Then I'll open Premiere and go to Window, then Extensions, then Higgsfield, and it's the exact same menu path if you're in After Effects. If you're on DaVinci instead, it's the same idea. You'll just find it under Workspace, then Workflow Integrations. And with every tool right there in the panel, I can generate a shot and fix it right on my timeline without ever exporting to a separate program. I'll practice on my own channel first before any client work. Let's say I want a podcast-style shot of me at the desk. Normally, that would require me actually filming it, which would take up the whole day. Instead, I'll just generate it. So in the panel, I'll click Image Generation, and for the model, I'll go with GPT Image 2, because right now it's the best model for photorealism and maintaining consistency. I'll drop in a photo of myself as the reference, set the quality to high, the resolution to 4K, and the aspect ratio to 16:9, then paste in the prompt describing me at a podcast desk. I've left this prompt, along with every other thing I'll use in this workflow, in the description below. It's completely free, and it will help you follow along and learn everything about this hustle. So now I've got this image of me sitting at a desk mid-conversation. This looks like a screenshot from a real podcast, and my face remained exactly the same. But this is still just an image, not an actual podcast, so we need to animate it. So I'll switch to video generation in that same panel and pick Cdance 2.0 because it gives you the most realistic results out of any model as of now. It maintains character consistency, and it even generates its own audio. I'll set that image as the start frame, put it on 15 seconds, 720p and 16:9, turn the audio on so I actually speak, then paste in the prompt for what I'm saying.
See, that's the thing nobody tells you. I spent, 3 years thinking I needed better gear, better camera, better mic. Turns out I just needed to finish something. Anything. That's it.
Now I'm actually talking with the natural pauses you'd get on a real podcast and my own generated voice. My favorite part is how natural it all feels. The body language, along with the tone and the voice, makes it seem like this is a real person expressing his thoughts and emotions. So from a single photo of myself, I've got a talking podcast shot I never filmed, and I never left my editor to make it. But this still isn't ready to actually be delivered to a client. And to get it there, it needs 3 quick fixes that all happen in the same panel. The first is the aspect ratio. It's 16:9 for the main video right now, but a client's nearly always going to want a vertical cut for short form content as well. And normally you'd crop that by hand and keyframe it so you don't drift out of frame. But Reframe just does it for me. So I'll drop the shot in, set the target to 9:16, and it tracks me and keeps me centered the whole way through with no keyframing at all. Then there's the resolution. That current shot sits at 720p, which is very low for professional use. So to get it up to standard, I'll use upscale and bump it up all the way to 4K. So I'll drop in the video, choose 4K, and let it upscale the footage. The content stays exactly the same. It just comes out in 4K, making it hold up alongside real studio footage. And the last fix is for the thumbnail. I need a clean cutout of myself for a title card, which normally means a green screen or masking me out frame by frame in After Effects. But background removal does it in a single click. So I'll drop the original video we made, and it isolates me on a transparent background. Now I've got a cutout of myself that I can drop over any branded background. All of this matters for one main reason. Normally, all these changes would require hours of editing. But with Higgsfield's plugin, not only did I make an original video from scratch, but I also edited the whole thing in just a few minutes. This can save you so much time so that you can take on even more clients and produce content at scale. So now that original video we made is ready to be sent to a client for whatever use case the job needs. Now all these steps, as fast as they are, still need to be done manually. But what if I told you Higgsfield has a unique feature that does most of these for you. That feature is called Supercomputer, which is Higgsfield's own agentic AI. You basically tell it exactly what you want in simple words. And with access to every tool Higgsfield has to offer, Supercomputer makes it for you. To access it, go back in Higgsfield and at the top, click Supercomputer. The first thing I want to use it on is an actual client job for a brand kit, so everything I generate for them matches their channel's look instantly without having to come back and check all the time. So I'll click Supercomputer, paste in the channel link, and ask it to build a brand kit, using my own channel here as the example. It pulls the channel, reads through my last uploads, and works out its real visual identity straight from them. It points out things like the background I use on my thumbnails, my channel's color palette, and the lighting choices. My favorite part is that it even catches a couple of false positives, like the bright green Higgsfield logo or the orange Claude logo, but it recognizes that those are elements from existing platforms and not part of my official brand. Then it saves the whole thing as my brand kit and applies it automatically to everything I generate from here, so I never have to describe the look again. After that, I'll ask it to turn the kit into a visual brand sheet I can keep, with my face on it somewhere. And without me describing any single step, it works out that it needs GPT Image 2 for the text and the photo, generates it at 4K, pulls my picture from earlier in the chat, and lays the whole thing out as a proper one-page sheet. And for client work, this matters more than it looks, because normally staying on brand means checking the colors and the style by hand on every single video. But here, it's built once and applied to everything after, so you can take on more clients without sacrificing quality. So in just 2 messages, I've got a brand kit that keeps every future generation on brand by itself, plus a one-page sheet to hand the client. But matching the brand of your client is only half of what this hustle needs. The other half is making content that actually performs. And the trick is to start from a video that's already going viral. So let's say the client wants their video to have the same intensity as something that's blowing up right now, but obviously without copying it. Rather than trying to figure out what makes it work myself, I'll paste its link into the same Supercomputer chat and ask it to break down the intensity and the pacing, not the story or the setting. It breaks the whole thing down and pulls out the reusable part, what it calls the intensity signature, so things like opening on an extreme close-up before you get any context, keeping it all in one tight location, and the color grade slowly shifting cooler as it gets more tense. Then I'll ask it to build that same structure with my own identity, but move it into a completely different setting. So instead of the references elevator, I'll put mine in a stalled subway car. And the first thing it does is pull in the brand kit I just made, so even in a brand new scene, the identity stays intact. Then it generates an image first and lets me approve how it looks before it animates anything, so I'm never paying for a full render if I don't like something. This one looks really good. My face is consistent, and the whole setting matches the intensity signatures we established. Once I approve it, Supercomputer animates everything with Seedance 2.0, rendering in 4K at a high bitrate since it's going to a client, with each shot timed to match that same intensity signature. And what I get back is my own version, the same build-up and tension as the reference, but a completely different scene that's still on my brand. And honestly, this is so well made, you'd never guess it was generated. It looks like a scene from a real horror movie. This is the part that actually makes the hustle work, because you're rebuilding something that already went viral instead of guessing what might, and Supercomputer does the hard part of working out why it worked. So now I've got a client-ready video, built on a structure that's already proven to work. But before I send anything over, there's one last thing I always check, so I know it'll land before the client ever sees it. That last check is a tool called Virality Analysis, and it tells me how well the video will actually perform before I ever send it. So instead of just going off my own gut on whether it's good enough to deliver, I'll ask Supercomputer to run the finished video through Virality Analysis, and it gives the video a real score out of 10. This one's a 7.2, along with the platforms it's most likely to do well on. Then it breaks down exactly what's working, like a strong hook and a clean emotional build, and what's holding it back, which this time is no text on screen and no real audio payoff. But the best part is it doesn't just score it, it hands me the exact fixes to push it higher, like adding a text hook in the first half second, one sound effect at the scariest moment, and a hard cut at the end that makes people rewatch. So I make those changes before it ever goes out, and when it does, I can be confident that it will perform well. And that's the difference that lets you actually charge charge for this because anyone can generate a video, but delivering one that's already been checked and tuned to perform is a real service. So that's the whole side hustle. You turn client work around in a fraction of the time it'd normally take, and you know it performs before you send it, and that speed is exactly what they'll pay you for. Plugins speed up editing in your favorite tools, while Supercomputer maintains your brand and handles the analysis. So if you want to start video editing as a side hustle and save up time doing it, use the link in the description to sign up to Higgsfield. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.